If you've been receiving your Social Security or SSI benefits the same way for years, what I'm about to share with you could change everything about how you get your money each month. Right now, there's a major shift happening in the banking system that millions of seniors don't even know about, and it could directly impact when and how your benefit payments arrive. This isn't about a cost of living adjustment or a new tax rule. This is about the actual method the government uses to send you your hard-earned benefits. And if you're not prepared, you could face delays, confusion, or even miss a payment entirely. So if you or someone you love depends on Social Security or SSI, stay with me for the next few minutes because what you're about to learn could save you from a serious headache down the road. Let me get straight to the point. The federal government, working through the Treasury Department and the Social Security Administration, has been pushing a massive transition that's been years in the making, and we're now approaching the final phase. By late 2025, the Treasury Department will fully phase out paper checks for all federal benefit payments, including Social Security retirement, disability, and supplemental security income. That means if you're still receiving a paper check in the mail, that option is going away permanently. Now, you might be thinking, I've been getting paper checks for decades without any problems, so why change now? And that's a fair question. But according to the Social Security Administration's official guidance on SSA.gov, this transition isn't optional anymore. The government is mandating that all beneficiaries must receive their payments electronically, either through direct deposit to a bank account or through a prepaid debit card called Direct Express. Let me give you some perspective on how many people this affects. According to recent data from the Social Security Administration, there are still approximately 1.2 million beneficiaries who receive paper checks. That might not sound like a huge number when you consider that over 70 million Americans receive Social Security benefits. But for those 1.2 million people, this transition is critical. Many of these beneficiaries are older seniors who have been receiving paper checks for 20, 30, or even 40 years. They're comfortable with the routine of going to the bank to deposit their check or cashing it at a familiar location. The thought of switching to electronic payments can feel overwhelming, especially if they don't have a bank account or aren't comfortable with technology. But the reality is clear. The paper check option is ending, and everyone needs to make the switch before the deadline. Now, let's talk about what happens to your money once it goes electronic, because understanding this process will help you feel more confident and in control. When the Social Security Administration processes your monthly payment, they don't physically send anything anymore. Instead, they send an electronic instruction to the Treasury Department, which then initiates an ACH transfer. This electronic transfer goes directly to either your bank account or to the Direct Express card program. The beauty of this system is speed and security. Your payment typically arrives on your designated payment date, whether that's the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month, depending on your birth date, and it's available immediately. There's no waiting for the mail, no risk of a check getting lost or stolen, and no need to make a trip to the bank. The Treasury Department reports that electronic payments save taxpayers over $120 million per year compared to printing and mailing paper checks, and they're significantly more secure. But here's what keeps some financial advocates up at night, and it's something you need to understand. Under Regulation CC, which is enforced by the Federal Reserve and monitored by the FDIC, banks are required to make government benefit payments available by the next business day. However, there are certain situations where a bank might place what's called a hold on your funds. According to CFPB guidance, banks cannot place unreasonable holds on federal benefit payments, but they can hold funds if they have a reasonable belief that fraud is occurring or if your account is brand new. Imagine you've never had a bank account before, and you open one just to receive your Social Security payment. The very first deposit might be subject to a longer hold period while the bank verifies everything. That's why it's crucial to set up your electronic payment method well before the deadline, not at the last minute when you're forced to switch. So what exactly are your options? According to SSA.gov, there are two main ways to receive your Social Security or SSI payments electronically. The first and most common method is direct deposit to a checking or savings account at a bank or credit union. If you already have a bank account, this is usually the easiest option. You simply provide your bank's routing number and your account number to the Social Security Administration, and they'll set up the direct deposit for you. You can do this online if you have a My Social Security account, or you can call Social Security directly, or even visit a local office. Once it's set up, your payment will arrive in your account on your regular payment date every single month, like clockwork. Many seniors prefer this option because they can access their money through an ATM, write checks if needed, or use a debit card tied to the account. Now, I want to address some of the concerns and questions that come up most frequently about this transition, because knowledge is power, and the more you understand, the less anxious you'll feel. One common worry is about security. Some seniors fear that electronic payments are more vulnerable to fraud or hacking. The truth, according to both the Treasury Department and the Social Security Administration, is exactly the opposite. Paper checks are actually much more vulnerable to theft and fraud. A paper check can be stolen from your mailbox, altered, or even counterfeited. With electronic payments, the money goes directly from the government to your account without ever being physically handled. The Treasury Department has reported that switching to electronic payments has reduced fraud significantly and has saved billions of dollars in fraudulent payments over the past decade. Another concern is accessibility. What if you live in a rural area where there aren't many ATMs or bank branches? What if you have mobility issues and can't easily get to a bank? These are legitimate concerns, and the government has tried to address them. For Direct Express cardholders, you can get cash back at many retailers when you make a purchase, which means you don't always need to find an ATM. And for direct deposit, once the money is in your account, you have multiple ways to access it, through online banking, mobile apps, ATMs, or by visiting a branch when it's convenient for you. The key is planning ahead and knowing your options. Let me share some statistics that really drive home why this matters. The Social Security Administration estimates that approximately 98% of all Social Security and SSI beneficiaries already receive their payments electronically. That means the transition is nearly complete, but there's still that remaining 2%, those 1.2 million people, who need to make the switch. Of those who've already switched, surveys show that the overwhelming majority are satisfied with electronic payments. They report feeling more secure knowing their payment can't be lost in the mail, and they appreciate the convenience of having their money available immediately on payment day. Many seniors also report that electronic payments have helped them manage their finances better because they can check their balance online or through an app rather than having to go to the bank or keep track of paper records. Here's what you need to do right now to make sure you're prepared. First, if you're still receiving paper checks, don't wait another day. Contact the Social Security Administration immediately to set up electronic payments. You can call their toll-free number at 1-800-772-1213, or if you're comfortable online, you can create or log into your My Social Security account at SSA.gov and set up or change your payment method there. If you decide to go with direct deposit, have your bank routing number and account number ready. If you don't have a bank account and want to use Direct Express, you can sign up by calling 1-800-333-1795 or by visiting the Direct Express website. The entire process usually takes just a few minutes, and your electronic payments can typically start within 1 to 2 payment cycles. Second, verify that your payment information is correct. Even if you're already receiving electronic payments, it's worth double-checking that the Social Security Administration has your current bank account information on file. If you've changed banks or opened a new account and forgot to update your information, your payment could be sent to the wrong account or even to an account that's been closed. You can verify and update your information through your My Social Security account online or by contacting Social Security directly. Third, understand your payment schedule. Social Security payments are sent out according to a specific schedule based on your birth date. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th of the month, your payment comes on the 2nd Wednesday. If you were born between the 11th and the 20th, it comes on the 3rd Wednesday. And if you were born between the 21st and the 31st, it comes on the 4th Wednesday. SSI payments, on the other hand, come on the 1st of every month, or on the last business day of the previous month if the 1st falls on a weekend or holiday. Mark these dates on your calendar and check your account or card balance on your payment date to confirm the money has arrived. Fourth, protect yourself from scams. Unfortunately, whenever there's a major change like this, scammers come out of the woodwork trying to take advantage of people's confusion. The Social Security Administration will never call you and demand immediate payment or threaten to suspend your benefits unless you provide personal information. If someone contacts you claiming to be from Social Security and asks for your bank account information, your social security number, or any kind of payment, hang up immediately. The real Social Security Administration will never operate that way. All legitimate communication about your benefits will come through official channels, and you should always verify by calling the official Social Security number yourself, not by calling back a number that someone gave you. As we approach the final phase of this transition in late 2025, the message from the Treasury Department and the Social Security Administration is clear. The time to act is now, not later. Waiting until the last minute creates unnecessary stress and increases the risk of payment disruptions. By taking action today, you ensure that your benefits will continue to arrive safely and on time, without any interruption. Think of it this way. You've worked hard your entire life. You've paid into the Social Security system, and you deserve to receive your benefits smoothly and securely. This transition to electronic payments is ultimately designed to protect you and your money. Before I wrap up, I want to leave you with some final thoughts. Change can be uncomfortable, especially when it involves something as important as your monthly income. But this particular change is one that's backed by years of data showing improved security, faster delivery, and better protection for beneficiaries. The government isn't making this switch to inconvenience you. They're doing it because electronic payments are objectively safer and more reliable than paper checks. And the good news is that you have support available every step of the way. Social Security's customer service representatives are trained to help you set up electronic payments, and they can answer any questions you have about the process. You can also get help at your local Social Security office if you prefer to speak with someone in person. The bottom line is this. New federal bank rules are fundamentally changing how Social Security and SSI payments are delivered, and paper checks are becoming a thing of the past. If you haven't already made the switch to electronic payments, the deadline is approaching fast. Don't let yourself be caught off guard. Take a few minutes today to contact the Social Security Administration, set up direct deposit or sign up for Direct Express, and verify that all your information is correct. Your financial security and peace of mind are worth that small investment of time. If you found this information helpful, please do me a favor and share this video with your friends, family members, or anyone else who receives Social Security or SSI benefits. The more people who know about these changes, the fewer seniors will face payment disruptions or confusion. And if you have questions or want to share your own experience with switching to electronic payments, leave a comment below. We're all in this together, and your insights could help someone else who's going through the same transition. Stay informed, stay prepared, and take care of yourself and your benefits. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.